Non-vegan? War? Oh, no sweat. They only just make our world more and more dangerous to live in. So even the moon runs away, the earth stops spinning, the sun is broken almost into pieces, with some giant holes, one ripped in its middle, 20 times bigger than our planet. What's the problem? Oh, it just might fall to Earth. Why? The answer might come too late for you. And/or for all of us.
Warning: sensitive images.
Russia, go home now.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule.
One of the successful conversations I had was with a billionaire who was about to invest $750 million in a company last year that was going to build a big slaughterhouse near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The protest and the confrontation led to a conversation about why it's a bad idea to invest in the slaughterhouse industry. And in the end, they decided to pull out.
Supreme Master Qinghai, vegan, gratefully present the Shining World Compassion Award to Robert Grillo, vegan, in recognition of your tireless work, protecting the lives of animal people with all love, respect, and appreciation. Wishing you continued success in your noble endeavors, and may heaven bless you abundantly, always. Continue watching to find out more.
A transition to plant-based diets on the individual level and away from animal agriculture on the societal level will not only help prevent another pandemic, it will improve your health, spare animals from suffering, reduce environmental degradation, and even lessen world hunger. Jeffrey Spitz Cohen, vegan.
Greetings, compassionate viewers. Dobry den means hello in Belarusian, the native language of Lipka Tatars who live in Belarus. I am Ekaterina. The delightful people of Lipka Tatars are grateful to you for your loving heart and action that paves the way to a peaceful world. Welcome to the first episode of our show, The Powerful Vegan Social Movement with Robert Grillo, Vegan, Part 1 of 2. Robert Grillo, vegan, is an activist for all species and the founder and director of Free From Harm, a non-profit organization established in 2009 that is dedicated to ending the exploitation of animal people. He is also the founder of Slaughter Free Network, which works through grassroots activism and public education to stop the mistreatment of our animal co-inhabitants. Robert discovered veganism a little later in his life, but once he understood the merits of veganism, he was immediately committed to this lifestyle, which he considers a privilege.
To me, it's really as simple as doing the right thing. And it feels like the right thing for me, but just the right thing collectively that we should be doing. I don't see it as a big sacrifice. It's a privilege, actually, that we live in an age where we can actually easily, for most of us, have a vegan lifestyle and choose that. It's a great privilege that we live in this age to do that. So I don't see it as a difficult thing or as a sacrifice. Most people already eat a lot of plant foods anyway, so it's really just a matter of replacing the animal products with something else. Some people seem to make it sound like it's such a big deal or a big sacrifice. I really don't think in the grand scheme of things, there are things that are far greater and more challenging in our lives, like getting a terrible illness or losing a loved one or going through a divorce. There are things that are much more difficult.
Robert also reflects on the notion of transitioning to a vegan diet, observing that some people can get stuck in this process and therefore never fully transition to the vegan diet and lifestyle.
Some of us that go through this process, we think that it's a process of elimination. Quite honestly, I know people that have been in transition, slowly making this transition for years. I don't think they're ever actually going to make a complete transition because maybe they feel like there has to be a safety net. If they fail, they're afraid of failure, so they have to leave certain options open. In reality, I've had chickens in my life. I know fish are extremely intelligent and sentient and socially complex, just like mammals and birds. So there's logically no reason why we would exclude some of these animals and not the others, because they all share the basic component of sentience and intelligence and social complexity.
Robert has a keen insight into the power dynamics of our current food system and notes that we are purposely influenced to buy certain products by companies who wish to maintain the status quo.
Activism is actually doing something positive to change the food system. I came to realize that the kind of activism that attracted me was what I was learning about from other social movements, which is we need to understand what the power dynamics are in our food system. And the reality is that there's some who have great power over the choices that we have. So when we go into the supermarket or we go to a hospital or a school or a restaurant, the choices we have look like they're all the choices in the world. But actually, they're not. They're very carefully chosen to us by a small elite group, power holders in our food system that decide what's going to sell, what's going to be marketed. And a lot of what has chosen to be marketed is animal products.
Knowing this gives Robert's activism more determination as he aims to empower people to take back their own power and make informed choices and actions.
And so, for example, the dairy industry is very aggressive at making sure their products are in the school food system so that at a very early age, they get hooked on it. So they're using that strategy of infiltration of institutions. We as activists could use it for positive change. We could learn a lesson from other social movements and target our activism at trying to change those people that really have power rather than just everyday people. And it's not to say that there's not a benefit to talking to family and friends, but if we really want transformational change, then we need to look at who's really got the power to make decisions and focus on those people with our activism and our campaigns.
Robert has gained valuable experience from working as a communications expert for over 25 years. This has helped him having some very important conversations that have led to some remarkable results.
I like to make a holistic argument. I mean, even if people say they don't care about this or that or the other thing, to me, that's really just a defensive reaction. It's not necessarily true, because they've done a lot of things in their lives to show that they care about the suffering of others. So they're saying they don't care because they're basically kind of raising their defenses. That doesn't mean they actually believe that. I'll give you an example. Like one of the successful conversations I had was with a billionaire who was about to invest $750 million in a company last year that was going to build a big slaughterhouse near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it wasn't just the conversation that convinced him to divest from the project. There was activism involved and protest as well. But the protest and the confrontation led to a conversation, a phone call for about an hour about why it's a bad idea to invest in the slaughterhouse industry. And I feel like it was effective because we both listened to each other. And in the end, they decided to pull out.
Be vegan to save the world, for God's sake.
Supportive viewers, we're going to pause for a brief moment to put some vegan food out for the birds in the garden. Our show will return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Peace for Ukraine or you reign.
Welcome back to our show, The Powerful Vegan Social Movement with Robert Grillo, Vegan Part 1 of 2. Mr. Grillo makes an important point about the need to educate investors, in particular about the high financial, social, and moral cost of intensive animal people raising and the benefits of the vegan diet.
All of the damage that the industry does, we talk about all of it, to animals and to the planet and to communities and to workers and everybody that's negatively affected by it. So if we can have these conversations with people that really have, it's all about money. These people have money to invest in the food system. The question is, how are they going to invest it? And if they don't hear from us, they're going to invest in animal agriculture. The only chance we have to shift things in a big way is by engaging these people that have the money to invest and want to invest and say, hey, the future is a plant-based food system and here's why, and make a good case for it.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, has also noted the limitless opportunities for businesses that exploit animal people to instead turn their ventures into vegan businesses.
Close them all down. Give these business owners some subsidies so that they can turn that into another kind of farming, because they say that's an animal people farm. So they can turn that into a vegetable farm and fruit farm. They already have people, have employees, they have land, big buildings. They can turn all that into a greenhouse to grow vegetables instead of imprisoning and killing animals inside. And if there's no meat to sell, then there's no people who can buy.
Our deepest gratitude to Supreme Master Ching Hai for sharing her immense wisdom. Robert Grillo also gives some other insights into impactful activism.
Part of the joy and fun and inspiration that we can create as activists is beyond just asking questions. It's looking for creative ways of getting our message out. So I'll give you an interesting example that we came across a couple years ago, and we decided to adopt it. It wasn't ours. We learned about it from another group. They dressed in hazmat suits and had caution signs, biohazard signs. And they went to the health commissioner of their city, and they had a siren playing in the background, like an emergency siren, and a voice saying that this is an emergency. We're in a pandemic. It's a zoonotic pandemic, and it's caused by our use and abuse and slaughter of animals, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. It was a very powerful demonstration. We decided to test it out and see how it would work for us.
To deliver this critical message, our current pandemic is a harbinger of a far greater catastrophe that awaits us. Our governments have been hijacked by an industry that will stop at nothing to conceal the truth about what lurks in our factory farms and wet markets.
I think we need to capture the public's attention in ways that is interesting and makes them pause to think.
He needs to be thinking about the next pandemic, because that's the reality we live in today.
We extend our sincere appreciation to Mr. Grillo and the Free From Harm and Slaughter Free Network teams for their dedication to ending all exploitation of our precious animal friends.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, gratefully present the Shining World Compassion Award to Robert Grillo, vegan, in recognition of your tireless work, protecting the lives of animal people with all love, respect, and appreciation. Wishing you continued success in your noble endeavors, and may heaven bless you abundantly, always. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and or any good cause over the years. As a humble vessel for Hare's compassion and love toward Hare's precious children.
For more information about Robert Grillo, please visit robertgrillo.com. For more information about Free From Harm and Slaughter Free Network, please visit freefromharm.org and slaughterfreenetwork.org.
Vegan, you want to stand by the side of the pure and innocent, loving animal people, not stand by the side of the devils.
Insightful viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your company for today's show. Coming up next is Respect the Elderly and You Will Enjoy Longevity, Part 2 of 3 on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May all food enterprises quickly adopt a compassionate vegan business model to protect the animal people, humans, and our beautiful planet.
Russia, leave Ukraine or your reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VEG.